everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 1 Point Safety Show with myself, Scott Hartley, and my amazing co-host, Scouse Andy Lockhart. How are you, mate? All right, bud?
Yeah, I'm okay, pal. Yeah, hanging in there, but all good. How about
Good
yourself?
stuff, yeah. A bit burnt, long day outside in the sun at work. I didn't expected a job that worked to go probably for 3 hours that ended up going for 11. So, stuck outside, not ideal in any way, shape or form. So, wear sunscreen is the answer to the question. Don't be stupid and just think, oh, I'll be all right. Not when you're fair-haired like me. It's a problem, mate. But yeah, apart from
absolute ginge.
I'm not a ginge, mate. No, never have been.
Absolute ginge. That's why you're crisp like a funny crispy bacon.
I do at the minute, yeah, I do at the minute, but there you go, it is what it is. Shout out to Jesse and Deluxe who are already in the chat. Welcome both of you, thank you for being with us. We start as we always do, mate, with our sponsors. So Dunstable Town FC's Talk of the Town podcast, we're their sponsor. We're in a close season now, going to be their sponsor again for next year. Appreciate their support as well to the show. If you're into non-league football, go and have a Google and you can find them on YouTube. Talk of the Town podcast. Also graciously sponsored by Oddballs. You can go to myoddballs.com, go and have a look at them, and they've got all sorts of boxes and all sorts on there. I do look like a cherry, Jesse. You are absolutely correct. We're also sponsored by... I am, yeah. The amazing Fusion Therapeutics. They are fusiontherapeutics.co.uk. They provide expert MSK assessments and treatments with a focus on holistic care, dedicated to improving your well-being through tailored musculoskeletal health plans. The team offer specialist injection therapy and non-medical independent prescribing. So if you're in the Northwest, Manchester or Cheshire area, give the team a call on 01606 512 013 or book online. The team will be happy to help you further on this affordable medical treatment solution. Also, shout out to Ian, who is Gadgie in Perth, who's watching from Perth, Australia. So shout out to you, Ian. Thank you for being with us. I appreciate it. Is mid-morning for you. So I'm glad you've got your alarm clock set. So nice to see you. Nice to see you, Paul, as well. Thank you for joining us. We've signed, first bit of news, mate, is we've signed tackle Tyree Phillips, officially signed to the 90-man roster as it is at the moment. I think this is just a camp body, Scouse. Obviously, I'll give you his stats. He's played 47 times, started 28 games. He was the third-round pick in the 2020 draft for the Baltimore Ravens. He's also played for the New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, back to the New York Giants, where he's made most of his starts. He made 20 of his 28 starts there, and then he has just signed with us. Do you see Tyree Phillips as more cover, depth, or is it just a camp body?
Well, he does show he's got some experience of starting in the NFL, so that might be quite useful. But yeah, I think at the moment he would be a camp body, and if he outperforms that, then great. He could be some depth piece. But yeah, I think at the moment I agree with you, to be honest.
Yeah, he's probably just nothing special, but good bit of depth again on offensive line, which is probably not the line
got a lot now.
that we
we've
got
a lot of depth now, haven't we? To be fair,
massive depth now, depth. Yeah, when you think about it. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it on the offensive line as a whole, kicking the tires on tyre, yeah, exactly. I don't blame you. It is tyre, yeah, but it's Tyree, isn't it? Is how it's obviously pronounced, but it does look like tyre. You're absolutely right, Paul. 3 draft picks have signed their contracts: Jalen Lane, Caden Medrano, and Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Merritt, or Krosky Merritt is known as Bill. So not sure where that came from, but that's his nickname and has been throughout his college career. So all 3 of them have signed their contracts. We haven't heard anything about Trey Amos or Josh Conley Jr. signing yet, but I'm sure that's coming. Good to see them signing. You know what I mean, and making them part of the team. I honestly think all of them make the team. I don't think we'll get away from our draft picks this year. Speaking of people who we've signed undrafted free agents. I'll go through the list, mate. There's a couple on here that I think probably got a better chance than most of making a team, mainly on specials, but we'll wait and see what happens with them. So offensive tackle, Tim McKay from NC State. and paid him quite a lot of money. Actually, paid him over 230 grand to sign. So it's quite a lot of cash there for an undrafted free agent. Defensive tackle Ricky Barber from Central Florida. Safety Trey Rucker from Oklahoma State. Safety Robert McDaniel from Jackson State, paid $275,000 for him. Cornerback Carlin Vigors from Louisiana. Cornerback Fentrell Cypress, Florida State. Linebacker Cam Arnold from Boston College. Wide receiver Ja'Cory Brooks from Louisville. Linebacker L.A. Cahoe from UCLA. And wide receiver Jacoby Jones from Central Florida. Carlin Vigors from Louisiana, he was paid over 370 grand as a sign-in bonus to get in. It was the second highest UDFA signature across the whole of the NFL. So that tells me that they're looking at that. I think the two that they do like, and from what I've seen so far from the media hacks and what people have been saying about training camp, is the three that they're looking at quite heavily are offensive tackle Tim McKay, Robert McDaniel is the safety from Jackson State who they think can come in and do something in the safety room, and then Carlin Vigors from Louisiana. They're the three that they're most interested to. There's a lot of practice squad spots too. You never know. Stop looking for depth. Basically 20 of the 90 will move on. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed, Deluxe. Yeah, is it 14 I think we get on the practice squad now? I think, or is it
12 or
14? Yeah, so... And then obviously we've got a 54th exemption as well with the international player pathway. So it'll be quite interesting to see how many actually get cut.
Who's that guy? It's a North Carolina State, is it?
It's the NC State.
Tackle.
He tore his labrum on his pro day. So yeah, there's not a lot to go off there. It's the long game on that one. You're right, Scott. But he had apparently going into the draft process probably a 3rd to 4th round grade on him.
Oh wow. Okay, so he fell out completely in the draft because of his labrum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I mean that's horrible. I mean, how awful is that for that guy? You know,
especially if you've got that kind of, you're looking at late day 2, early day 3. Do you know what I mean? It's like
look at that money. I mean, look at that money that he's lost. Say he was a 3rd rounder. I mean, that's about 4 or 5 mil 4-year contract. Now he's getting 250K or something like that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So it's a massive drop. And he's doing it actually playing at his pro day to show people how good he is to be drafted.
Exactly.
So it's cool, man.
He's got a lot of experience at right guard, and a lot of experience at right tackle. So he's played like almost 2 years at right guard, and then 2 years at right tackle.
Well, mate. He's out for the season, so I wouldn't expect him.
He will be
to be even near ready for this year. So yeah, look about, especially with like what he's got to do and how much power he's got to put in. His label falls a nightmare for shoulders.
Well, you can tell me more about that. I mean, I'm not in. That's your field, mate. I'm not in that field, so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's 2 labrums. Obviously your shoulder and you got your hip. Now, obviously I don't know which one they've mentioned there, but I'm surmising it's his shoulder that they're talking about. And either way, it needs repairing. No matter what you do, you can rehab it all day, and it'll still be there. It'll still be a problem. Do you know what I mean? So
it's surgical repair to it.
Has to be surgically repaired. There's no way around it. I mean, I've tried rehabbing people myself who've gone against surgery for labral tears, and they just don't respond. As in, like, yeah, they get a bit stronger and they get a bit more movement back and stuff, but to be fully functioning at like a high level, you've got no chance. So first thing you do, you need to get that surgically repaired and then work from there. And obviously labral tears take ages because there's not much blood supply to the labrum. So
all right, okay,
it's a lot longer to heal. So it's think of it a bit like a solid, like a thick piece of cartilage, like a circle that makes the socket deeper. That's what the labrum is. So it doesn't have great blood supply. So it takes a long time to heal. So yeah, he's going to be out for. I mean, I remember rehabbing goalkeepers who've had it. Fell on a shoulder outstretched and done the labrum that way. Happens quite a lot to goalkeepers. You get certain surgeries, and it's like you're looking at like 6 months for a goalkeeper to come back. So imagine what it's like for a guy like this guy who's got to have absolute power and he's got to push above his head as well. A lot of times that ultimate power type of thing, he's going to be out for at least 8 to 9 months at least, if not even longer.
So Deluxe has said here he said, wonder how bad the injury. Does he get a red shirt season on IR? That could be a potential, mate. You know what I mean? It could be a complete potential.
It would be, mate. I think it would be red shirt season. There's no way he'd be available this year. So
soccer guys are soft and weak. Outfields, I agree with you, Scott. I do, they do roll around a lot, but goalkeepers, nah.
I mean, the goalies. I mean, the thing is with shoulders. I mean, look at one guy who's had a recent shoulder problem, which you might know, Scott, is Nick Pope, the Newcastle goalie. Yeah, but when he got hurt last year with his shoulder, that was what he had. He had a label tear, and the problem is he hasn't been the same keeper since. Yep. So this is another thing as well. So it's he said, my friends say he seems to lost confidence to dive on that side, scared of popping out, those type of things. So this is a problem you get. So it's hopefully they'll sort it out first time with this guy. But yeah, we'll see.
There you go. Well, we'll see what happens to it. Another bit of news then, mate, is Jayden Daniels is the #1 selling jersey across all sports in 2025 via Fanatics. That's in the States and in Europe. So looking at what jerseys have been sold, he is the #1 across all sports in North America and in Europe. So I'll ask you this question, Scouse. Is Jayden Daniels now the face of the NFL?
Well, I wouldn't say yet. He's got to win a bit more, I think. I think, give another couple of seasons, he'd be up there with Mahomes. The thing is, Mahomes.
I was going to say it's Mahomes, isn't it, at the minute? But do you think he's
Mahomes? He's the face of the franchise. How many times he won the Super Bowl over the past, 5, 6, 7 years? So, but he's definitely getting close. And obviously, everyone's loving JD, how he portrays himself, how he handles himself, and also how he plays. And that's the reason why you say he's #1 sales across the world, nearly. Which is amazing, really. And how much money he's making the Washington Commanders at the moment just by shirt sales. I mean, look at my brother can't even get hold of a shirt. Can't even get a jersey.
No, you can't get a jersey at the minute on
like
Fanatics.
Extra small. Like, who's extra small? Like, nobody is. You know what I mean? Like, no adult is extra small. So no. So yeah. So they need to sort that out, and the Commanders do. To be fair.
I think from the NFL Europe shop and the NFL Fanatics shop, it's difficult to do that. There is a way around it. You can get a one that it says your name printed.
Oh yeah, and then put Daniels on the end of that.
Daniels 5, and do it that way. But
yeah, it's a lot more expensive that though, isn't it? It's a lot more expensive.
It is. Yeah, it's another £40 because it's customed when you add that on. So yeah, it's. It'll be very interesting to see where he does. I do genuinely think that a lot of it has come from Jayden Daniels and the season we had last year, and we'll get into it because we have obviously the schedule release, and we'll get into the schedule release in a minute. And looking at this, it's been crazy, the amount of primetime games, all that sort of stuff. You got the draft coming, obviously, in 2027, which we spoke on last week. We've had the announcement of the new stadium. I mean, Jayden Daniels is definitely very much a massive figure and a massive part in this. I'm not saying it's all down to him, but obviously your play on the field dictates almost that we're like the darlings of the NFL at the minute. Everyone seems to want a piece of the Commanders, which is crazy because you still have that cult sector of the fan base who just will not relent with the old name. Now, we all love the old name. We're all fans of the old name too, but winning kind of cures everything, doesn't it? And if it continues the way it's been going, eventually people will get on to
winning always cures any problems that's going on.
It does.
If it's a name change or if it's between two high-profile players' attitudes or whatever with the coach, it doesn't matter. If you're winning, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's only a problem when you're not winning. And I think, it's nice. It's actually nice to see us in shown in good light rather than actually looking in the back, with the doldrums. So, you think about it. 3 years ago, no one would touch with a barge pole. And we were looking at one primetime game.
That's the funny thing. I mean, the maximum primetime games that you can have is 6. I mean, we've got 6 primetimes and 2 standalone games. So it's 8.
You could call that 8, really, because they are standalone games. So
standalones,
prime time, as in under the lights or whatever. But that's still, you are the only game in town. You know what I mean? So anybody in the country is watching that. Who wants to watch a game of football, Commanders are going to be on the telly nationwide. So that's the that's the good thing about it. Technically, we've got 8 games, which is great. Painful for us, but great in general. As in us as the English fans, I mean. But fantastic for the club, and it's great to see. I see we're moving on that upward trajectory, and everyone's loving JD, as you say. I mean, Rich Eisen was, basically licking JD's balls, wasn't he, over when he was speaking
I
to
saw that, yeah.
to DQ a couple of days ago.
I saw that DQ.
So these things are just,
yeah.
No one you can't get enough of them at the moment, and that's why they're throwing JD right in everybody's face with these 8 games.
Yeah, I know, and like you were saying about no one would touch us with a barge pole. I mean, we can go back to 2020. 2020, we had 2 primetime games. 21, we had 3 primetime games. 22, we had 3 primetime games. 23, 3 primetime games. 24, we had 4 last year, and now we're at what?
In the playoffs, 6, obviously, which obviously is more there.
Yeah, and then we've got 6, and then we've got 2 standalones as well. I mean, we'll get into it. So yeah, a Christmas game. A game in Madrid, Scouse, which we'll get into, I'm sure. And then obviously primetime games on top of that. So pre-season starts.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice, that deluxe, before we start to get into that.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah.
Draft in 27, then RFK built by 2030, which we again hoping, and then host Super Bowl within the first couple of years of that being built.
Yep.
I agree. I think that will probably be done. I think it'll be 32 or 33. I reckon it'll be for a Super Bowl to be hosted, and then hopefully some Lombardi's in that time as well. I can't wait to see us lift that trophy, to be fair.
I 100% can't either. I mean, week 1 pre-season, we're at New England. It's Friday the 8th of August on CBS. We've got pre-season.
Oh, pre-season, sorry, mate.
Yeah, we're at New England Patriots, the first game pre-season. And then second game pre-season, we're at home to the Cincinnati Bengals. Then we are hosting the Baltimore Ravens for the game 3 as well, as is probably normally accustomed.
Have you heard about the Bengals? Have you heard about the Bengals? What they're doing it with their top stars? The rookies. Before they sign their contracts.
Mm-hmm.
They normally get covered by a waiver. As an insurance in case they get hurt before they sign the contracts. Yeah. Now, Cincinnati, the only team in the whole NFL that don't have that specific waiver. So all the rookies are actually just not showing up. All of them, all trying to make a stand and say you need to change it the way everybody else has it.
Wow. I did see their DT, their first round pick, refused to play. I was like, oof, okay.
Yeah.
He wouldn't sign his contract. Yeah.
All the rookies have not signed yet. So when they've not signed, none of them are participating, and they just said, "Look, we're going to stand up and say no, we're not having it because you're the only NFL team that has not got the same insurance protection for injury."
Wow.
So it's that kind of thing, man. So it's kind of I think that's crazy, and the way they treat their players, man, is shocking.
There's talks. Yeah, there's talks again about Hendrickson. I mean, we can get into that before we go fully into regular season mode. But yeah, I mean, Hendrickson. What I saw his comments. I saw his article. I saw him in chinos walking across to practice. I mean, what are your thoughts on Hendrickson?
I'd love to sign him.
What would you give up for him now? I mean, people are saying, if you give up a 2027 second round pick and then maybe a 5th rounder next year, as in 26, that'll do it. Do it in a heartbeat. Just see what they want. I mean, it seems like they're either holding out for a big haul or they will pay him.
I just don't think they
just don't want to pay him. I don't think they can afford him.
Yeah, especially when they get, because just remind me, has Chase actually been signed up yet on his long deal yet?
Yes, he has, yeah.
He has. Okay, so he's got his 40 plus. So it's 40 plus million a year deal. Yep. Then he signed, obviously, T. Higgins the big one.
Yeah.
That was 30-something million as well per year.
30, so I think it was 32, yeah.
So you've got those two dudes. Where's the money gone? Burrow's on 50 plus. So it's kind of like, where's all the money gone? So they're going to have, they've only got one true elite player on defense, and that's Hendrickson, and they're not even looked after him. I mean, he was saying in the to the media and stuff, saying I've heard nothing from them over the whole off season. I mean, that's crazy. That he's your best player on defense, and you are not looking after him. That's just crazy.
Did you hear JJ Watt's views on it on X? Obviously, he came in and said, "Look, I understand what's happening to you because we get it as we've had it as well." And obviously, others have had the same thing. Where I think Suggs came out as well and said, "Yeah, I've had the same thing." It's like the team say, "Oh, just play on this current deal and we'll sort you out in the off season," and then something else happens, and it's like, "No, we can't sort that out now, and we'll push it down the road." That's not a good way to treat your players, mate, at all.
Not when you're elite players. You're talking about elite players. You're not talking about just a bang average guy. You can just, if we cut him, it doesn't really matter too much. Like the stats were shown with him in the team and him without that. No, the snaps that he was playing and the snaps that he wasn't playing over the past 3 years, and they are ranked dead last when he's not in the team. Ranked dead last in every single metric when he's not playing. The snaps he's not playing, they are the worst. They are the worst on defense. And when he's in there, they're like midway. That's how good he is. That's how much he affects the team. So it's like, mate, this is like, he's a star player.
I hope Peters is on the phone every single day, just grinding them out, going, "Look, we're here again. I'll call you every day at 9 a.m. I don't care who I get hold of. I will call you and call you and call you." But there you go. It is what it is. I really hope we
get him in. Just get him in, man. I mean, if they say a 2027 first, if we had to.
Ooh.
The thing is, right? I mean, I know people say, "Oh, that's so much money for 30 years old guy, maybe 31 when the season starts or whatever it is." But the thing is, it's like we know we've got the glaring hole. We don't have any real edge rushing pressure. He's an elite guy who's available, who are very rare to come along and be available.
Yeah, true.
He's available because they're not signing him up, so he's available. It's kind of like, man, that's the only place where we've got a glaring need. Everywhere else, we're pretty solid, really. It's just there that we're not. I think if we got him in there, bosh, that'd be like...
Very true. But Deluxe brings up a good one here. We have to think about the future as well. Obviously, if you trade for Hendrickson, you extend him. How does it impact not just these three? You got Tunsil, Debo, Lattimore, and Terry needs paying too.
Well, I think Terry will get his money before the season starts anyway.
Yeah, I do too.
Tunsil, he wants a new deal. He's still got 2 years left. So if he has to, if you annoy him a little bit, that's fine because you can push him down the road. Because his contract won't kick in for another 2 years. See what I mean?
All right.
So it's really if you actually.
I thought he only had 1 year. I thought he only had 1 year left.
No, he's got 2 years left on his contract at the Texans. That's what we've got him for. So, but he wants a new deal. That's the difference. Now, again, all these guys you mentioned there, Debo. Well, Debo's had an increase in his contract. Now we got an extra $4 million bonus this year to keep him higher up on the contract to make him past $20 million this year. Everyone knows he's on a prove it deal. He knew that himself coming in. So he's not getting a new extension just yet. Maybe at the end of the season he might. Lattimore, another one. I think he needs to have his contract changed. It needs to be kind of like reworked in a way, I think, because Lattimore's still got 2 years left on his deal, but it's really high at the moment. I think it's like 17 mil or something a year.
Yeah, more guaranteed money for him.
Yeah,
push it.
We'll change that up, lower the cap hit there. He can afford Hendrickson. See what I mean? Like these things can be done. And
we still have at the moment effective cap space 20 million, even that's taking into account the rookies signing on what they should be signing on.
I mean, you want to keep about 5 mil left in case of injuries and stuff. You need to get somebody in, but you got 15 mil that you could spend.
Yeah, but then when we're saying that 15 mil, you're probably going to be around about, even if you took the 5 million off, you're probably still looking at 17, 18 once you've reworked Terry's deal, because that'll be a higher guarantee straight away,
maybe a lower cap
and then lower the cap hit that way as well. So effectively, you're probably looking at, after you pay Terry and the rookies, and you've stuck 5 million away, you're probably still going to have 17 mil. So it's doable. It's doable already. Those three were all traded for and not extended. Tunsil, Lattimore have 2 years.
But they wouldn't be. Yeah, but the thing is, though, would you extend anybody with 2 years left on the deal? You never do that, really, do you? I mean, this isn't like
you need to know
this isn't football, Premier League, where you've got to do it 2 years in advance now. You don't have to do that. There's no Bosman freeze going on over here, in the NFL scene. So it's kind of, they could technically Tunsil, Lattimore could wait, but I reckon they probably will do something to change to lower. I think to lower Lattimore's contract. I think that one's definitely, especially cap it at least anyway. So there's going to be some moves being made over this offseason though. I mean, I don't mean like players moving out, but I think contract changes and stuff. I think there's going to be a few of those. And I just think I think Henderson takes us over the top. I really do. I think he puts us from a bang average defense to I reckon a really good one.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree with you.
You've got a lot of good players on this team. It's just we got one glaring hole, and that's where he plays. You know what I mean? That's as simple as that, and that's what we want.
Right.
We need some elite guys. If you want to be a Super Bowl winner, you've got to get pressure on quarterbacks. And Jalen Hurts said at the time was like for us in the last in the championship game. They're great all line. Okay, yeah, great. We've got to go up against that though twice a year and plus playoffs. So we've got to play them again. So that's why we've got Tunsil in the first place to give our guy a bit more time on to be able to throw the ball. I get it. I understand. And same with getting the first round draft pick guy that I've not mentioned yet, but I get that. I understand why. But it's a case of big glaring hole. He's available. Go make it happen. You've got the money. You can work it. If you really want him, you can work it. Get it done. Just get it done.
Agreed completely. So into the regular season then, Scouse. So the first week 1 versus the New York Giants, Sunday the 7th of September. It is a 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. I will be in attendance, as will you, as will my son, who's coming with me, and the rest of the family are also coming with me, but won't be attending the game. But yeah, me and Josh are going to the game, which will be awesome to see everybody out there. Week 1, Red Zone parking lot is going to be lit. We've got
that's a Freddie can sort us out here, man. He's struggling.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But we'll get sorted. It's not an issue. Week 2 away at Green Bay. This is a Thursday night football game, so 8:15 Eastern time on Amazon, which is an interesting one.
Oh, it's always Thursday night game, isn't it? It's always Thursday night.
Thursday's Amazon Day, isn't
Last
it?
year was the same. Amazon.
Yeah. So week 3, we're at home to Vegas Raiders.
What do you think about these guys? I know things can change a lot in the off season and who's going to be good, bad. We don't know yet. I get that.
We can go through it. We can go through it in a minute.
If you were going to choose, okay then.
We'll go through it in a minute, and we'll think of it. We'll have an early prediction if you want, on what we think will win. Or if you want to do it game by game. So New York Giants, we'll go for it game by game. What do you think of that? That for me is a win, I think.
Nice one, Deluxe. You'll be there week 1 as well.
Nice one. We'll see you there, Deluxe. I think we win that game. I genuinely do. I think that's 1-0 straight away off the bat.
Be interesting to see if our guy starts that game. Our right tackle Connolly. See if he starts up against Mr. Bling. You think she's better than Lawrence Taylor already? What's his name?
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter thinks he's better than fucking.
He's coming off the other. He'll be off the other side against Tunsil.
We'll see. Because you never know. You might try and play him up against him.
Yeah, might do. And Burns is there. Thibodeau's there. I do think the Giants have got better, but I don't think they've got enough in the coaching staff or enough decision making at the quarterback position to understand what they're doing. I think the quarterback that we see in week 1 is not the same quarterback we see in week 15. Definitely.
Or for the Giants,
I think it'll be completely different. I think Dart will be in by the end of the season, because I just don't think Russell Wilson's up to it now. I think he's done. And then who else have you got? Jameis Winston and fucking Tommy Cutlets. I mean, really?
Yeah, I like Dart, to be fair. I think he's going to be good.
I do like Dart too, but he needs to settle, doesn't he? And that's not what you wanted from this Giants team. I mean, they're letting them mortgage their future. I think Dable will be the first coach fired. I really do. I think he'll be gone. I think Joe Shane will be gone as well.
Yeah, I think both of them are going to be on definitely an off seat.
100%.
I think all take 0-3, 0-4. No, they could see.
I can't see them winning a game until November. Genuinely, they've got a seriously struggle, really real struggle in their opening. But it'll be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, if Conley is starting right tackle, we'll see what Mr. Bling does. Mr. Bling, I'm going to call him Mr. Bling from now on.
I tell you what, though, I did see a video of him dicking around with Scatterboo and Dayball. He is enormous, though. I mean, him up against Scatterboo, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Scatterboo is quite small for a back, but still.
Do you think so?
Yeah, he's about 5'9", 5'10". I mean, he's not.
I thought he was quite big, but I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Dabla Cotter's a big lad. He's a big dude. He's obviously very good, but Our guy abused them last time he played them. So
He did indeed.
Let's bring that on again.
So week 2, we go to our friends at Lambeau Field, Green Bay, back to Green Bay, which I don't want to get a flight over there again, although it was a wonderful place. But yeah, what do you think of the Packers? I think they're going to be okay this year, I think they're going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I just think they've now got a good wide receiver. That's going to help. That's going to help a lot. So got Matthew Golden. I think, that's going to be a tough game for us. That one, we could lose that one. We could lose that one. So
are you going 1-1 there?
Yeah,
I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go 2-0.
Go ahead, lad.
Be positive.
Go ahead, Mike. Mike.
Exactly. Week 3 then at home to Vegas Raiders. It's Sunday. It's a Sunday 1:00 game again on Fox.
That's a win. I think Raiders are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL, I think, still this year.
Do you?
I know Pete Carroll and all that. He's a good coach, but yeah, it's going to take him a bit more than 1 year.
Genty, Brock Bowers, still, they're not a bad side.
Who's the quarterback?
It's Geno Smith, yeah.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, he's meh.
Mr. Average.
He's meh, and he's
Mr. Average. So,
I think that's a win too. I'm going.
I think it's a win at home. They've got to travel all the way over here.
Yeah. Give me that. Week 4 at Atlanta Falcons, Sunday 1:00.
I think we win that one as well. I think we've always had a good kind of record against Atlanta. We always seem to find a way to win, even if we don't win comfortably. We tend to win anyway. So, yeah, I'm taking the win there.
4-0 for me, baby. That's where we are at the minute. A massive start, great start to the season. I also have a dub there. I think we just get the better of Penix Jr. I think that is interception city. I think that's how we. I think we win that game on defense, not necessarily on offense. On that one, week 5, Los Angeles Chargers, who've got better over the season. Running backs, they've got good running backs there. They've had a good draft as well.
Who did they get? I'm thinking about their running backs. Who they got there now?
They got the Hampton. They got Hamari and Hampton, and I can't remember the other. I can't remember the other guy who their backs are, but it was. I know it was a good draft. I've seen most of the draft scores. Most people gave the LA Chargers an A. So, and they've got an amazing
the offensive line.
The offensive line is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of tough one. If we can't get any pressure, it'll kill us. See what I mean? So this is where, probably a loss. Maybe a loss that one.
So they took Amari and Hampton at 22, running back. Then they've got Trey Harris out of wide receiver in round 2 out of Ole Miss.
Big guy, guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Jamari Caldwell, DT out of Oregon in round 3. They've got Kyle Kennard, an edge out of South Carolina, is a pretty good player. Keandre Lambert-Smith, wide receiver out of Auburn. Andre Gadsden, the second tight end out of Syracuse, was tight end 5 on my board. Branston Taylor, offensive lineman out of Pittsburgh, not sure on him. And then they took R.J. Mickens, the safety out of Clemson, in round 6. And then Trickwayze Bridges, don't know who he is. He's this cornerback. He's got 38 tackles and 2 interceptions in his final year at Florida. So they did well out of them picks. I think that's our first loss. I think that's 4-1. What about you?
I think we lose that one.
Yes, that's 3-2. Long way to travel as well. Then week 6 against the Chicago Bears. It's Monday Night Football, part of the doubleheader. This is on ESPN. The Bears at home. Caleb Williams back in town. Maryland Miracle last time round. What do we think about the Bears? Obviously, I think they've got better on the offensive line as well. I think they got better through the draft. I think they're going to be a good side, but I don't think they're going to be winning the NFC North.
Yeah. And I don't think they're going to be ready at week 6 either to be like really. Yeah, these are like a real team to fear type of thing. So, new head coach, all the rest of it. You know what I mean? Caleb. You've heard all the things about Caleb at the moment as well.
Yeah,
and Jesse put it up in our group chat.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to be. He was so bad. He didn't want to be at Chicago, and yeah, he ended up going there anyway. So, try to get all the legalities out. Try to get all the legal teams involved. Didn't to try and see if he can get out of it.
I think that's a win. I'm going to put that as a
Yeah,
win.
I'm saying a win.
As a win.
I'm saying a win.
4-2. Then week 7 at Dallas, Sunday, October the 19th, 4:25 p.m. kickoff. So a late kickoff, afternoon one in Jerry World.
Yeah, I think you take that.
I do too.
I don't rate Dallas at all.
I don't rate Dallas at all. I think they're going to be awful. I think they're going to be a terrible side this year. I think they're actually going to finish bottom of the NFC East. I really do. I think their coach. I think Schottenheimer's a terrible decision to make him head coach. I think, yes, great, you've got Pickens on there, but we know what Pickens is like. He's a diva. If he doesn't start getting the ball, how's he going to feel about that when the main target is CeeDee Lamb? And Dak Prescott can't keep himself fit. So, what else have they got? Yes, they've got Micah Parsons. Yes, they have got.
And he's in a contract. He's got a contract problem in at the moment. So
correct.
It's I'm not saying he's going to hold out, but there's a potential there. The potential. They don't pay him.
Well, yeah. So I think that's a win too. Fuck Dallas. Anyway, we move on. Yeah. Week 8 at Kansas City Chiefs. Monday Night Football, 27th of October, 8:15 p.m. Eastern kickoff. The Chiefs. We have a 1-10 record against the Chiefs. Now there's a question that came in for us, and let me have a look. Chris Brophy. Shout out to Chris Brophy. He said, "I've watched the team since 1984, and the only team I've never seen them beat is the Chiefs. We have a 1-10 all-time versus them. The only win was in 1983. I'm hoping we can put that right, but they have bloody Mahomes." You're exactly correct, Chris. And I don't think we buck this trend. It's a lot.
And they've got the refs as well, and they're at home, and you know what I mean. Like, there's so many things going against us in that one. I mean, we do tend to play quite well when our backs against the wall and we are the major underdog. I mean, that has been a staple of watched even when we've been bad. A couple of years ago, we went to Philly and beat them up there when they were unbeaten, and see what I mean, stuff like that. So, I mean, is there a potential? Sure, but I mean, yeah, they're definitely favourites, and I think, I think they do beat us, but I think it'll be closer than you think.
Yeah, I think it'll be close, but yeah, it's one of them. Thanks for being here, Scott. I know you've got a dip, so thank you for being with us. Appreciate you as always. We will get to your questions a bit later in the show, so tune back in. Are you taking that as a loss then, Scouse, on that one against the Chiefs? Yeah. So 5-3. Seattle Seahawks Week 9 at home. That is Sunday Night Football, 8:15 on NBC. What are you saying for Seattle? Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp led Seattle now. Obviously, lots of changes there. No DK anymore.
I still think we take them. I think we take them.
I do too. I think we beat them too.
Be a high-scoring game, that one, though, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be a shootout, that one. I really do, yeah.
Which is weird, because normally Seattle have good defense, but...
Revenge or repeat this next one. Week 10 versus Detroit Lions at home. Sunday the 9th of November. It's a 4:25 kickoff on Fox. Detroit Lions. Ooh, I think they've got...
Well, they're gonna, think that they always
won. Edge-wise, I'm still not certain. Because obviously Aiden Hutchinson, we don't know how he's going to come back from the injury.
He's favourite for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep, seen that.
His favourite. And yet he's not even back fit yet, like 100% yet. It's crazy. So it's kind of... I think they do us. I think they owe us one. I think
they do too.
Unfortunately. I think it's one of those...
Agreed.
I mean, we were really good at home last year. Our record was pretty good at home last year, but I do think, as long as their defense isn't completely destroyed like last time, then I think they'll win.
Yeah, the big one then, Week 11 at the Miami Dolphins, November the 16th in Madrid, Spain. It is a 9:30 a.m. kickoff Eastern time.
That's a valid.
Coach changes in Detroit is a wild card. True, yeah. You don't know how it'll impact. You're absolutely right. Losing Glenn and losing Ben Johnson, obviously big time. But yeah, I think it's Dan Campbell's system, so I don't think it'll make that much of a difference.
Well, is it? The thing is that wasn't Dan Campbell a defensive player?
Yeah, he was. Was he not a tight end? Actually, I think he might have been a tight end.
He was a defense.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
it's I don't know. It's going to be tough. I still think they owe us one. I think we'll lose that game. So Miami in Madrid. Obviously, we have had our accommodation and flights booked for over a week. We
took a
did
risk.
took a risk on off the cuff. We heard a bit of a rumor and was like, "Oh, okay, we'll see what happens here." Yeah, it was a cheap enough flight, so it don't really matter. It's 2 hours, Scouse, on a plane. It's your birthday weekend as well.
It is, man.
What your brother's going and will be staying with us, so that'll be interesting to meet Ian finally. So shout out to Ian, who's always in our chat as well.
I don't really want to meet him.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, come on, give him his due. Give him his due. It's all his fault anyway. You're here, so
yeah, I blame you for me.
Yeah, but no, it'll be the amount of interest in this game, mate. I honestly I can't tell you how bad it has been. I mean, I had to literally put a tweet out on social media saying, "Listen, I know I'm the international fan of the year for now, but I cannot get you any tickets. You know, I don't have any sway on it. Nothing." Mate, honestly, I've had requests. I'm at 92 tickets now. Like, I mean, what on earth? You know, it's not like, oh, I've had 92 different people message me, but I'm in the 60s now of people who want tickets. And I'm like, I can't do anything. You know what I mean? I haven't even got my own. So
no, that's what I mean. It's a problem for us to get them as well. So
it is. But what I have noticed though is the Miami fan base, and if you like, you go into Miami's Twitter sphere, and if I spoke to their international fan of the year as well, they're not up for this. They don't want to go, and they don't want to travel. And I'm like, okay. Whereas we've literally seen it here, where I'm not joking you. There are thousands of people, even in the UK and Ireland, who are saying, "I'm going. I'm there. I'll see you there. I'll see you there." There's literally everybody we know on social media is pretty much going. Everybody we know who we've met before is going. The usual suspects, your hog farmers, Joe, Chris, Jeff, you know, LJ, all them sort of people are getting out there, which is awesome to see.
I think LJ's struggling, you know.
I think she is struggling, to get out there. But shout out to LJ. Yeah, good. Yeah. But we'll see what happens, man. But the amount of interest, I mean,
it's been huge, man.
We could literally be queuing and going, all right, yeah, we're getting on this flight, and there's thousands of people going. I mean, I've seen at least 8 or 9 people who are on the same flight, and it's like, okay. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's 26 flights a day from the UK to Madrid, so it's not as if you're not going to get a flight, but they have gone up significantly even since.
I haven't even checked.
Oh my god, it's gone up by about 200 quid.
Just because they know the fucking snakes, man.
It is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So if you are going to go and you want to go, get it in quick. I mean, even Jesse's coming across, so you know what I mean. Fair play. He's gonna live on ramen for the month before, but
do you reckon he'll definitely go though? I mean,
I do. He's put his deposit down.
Okay,
it's a lot of deposit to put down, man, as well. Do you know what I mean? To say, yeah, I'm definitely going to go. Why did the international year have to be this year, not just not the year from year? I know, mate. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I mean,
you've had 9 years, bro. I mean, you've had 9 years to get ready for this. You know what I mean?
This is the problem, though, isn't it?
Last time we were abroad, so come on, Deluxe.
They're just not going to come to the UK, and that's the real disappointment. But for us in the UK and obviously the rest of Europe, I mean, I've had commanders from Belgium, I've had commanders from Germany, commanders fans from bloody Spain themselves reaching out and saying, right, you know, we're going to go. We've got a Welsh boys going. You know, everyone's going to go to this game. It's going to be awesome. So how we get tickets and get hold of them, that is the question. Even if we don't, I think it'll be pretty decent to just have a few beers. Do you know what I mean? And have a good weekend.
Yeah, man. I say it's my birthday weekend, so that's like just hashtag hammer time, innit? Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Do you think
the worst case scenario, it's a 2-day render? You know what I mean? Sound?
Okay, so Miami, I think they've got worse. I really do. I don't think it works for Miami this season. I think they've got a poor defensive line.
Depending on the weather, might suit them more than us. But again, that could be wrong.
Don't think so.
Madrid is that hot in November? Probably not.
Not in November. No. I mean, you're probably looking at
20,
20, yeah, something like that. 20C, yeah. So what's that? 65.
Yeah, some of that's just a nice game, isn't it? Really, this is a nice weather game. Yeah,
nice day. What are
Yeah.
you saying? A win or a
Yeah,
loss?
I think we take them. I do think there'll be a lot of there will be a lot of other randomers as well. There won't just be Commanders fans there or
No, I don't.
Miami
I think
fans.
you.
There will
I
be
think you're probably
randomers,
right. I think you're probably right, but it won't be
but
anything like it is in
I
the
think it will
UK.
be. I think there will be a lot more Commanders fans than you think, though. I
Oh
definitely think
yeah.
that.
Well, that's one thing that I can safely say was different with 2016. I mean, I know the international games go on a long time and they've been on for years now, but when you look around, I mean, you went to the last one, you met Alec down there. When you go to Wembley or you go to Tottenham, it's a sellout every game, but you do genuinely see every jersey of every team, which is
Yeah,
great to see. But when the Commanders played the Bengals, it was literally wall to wall Commanders fans or Redskins fans at the time. So yeah, we actually ridiculously showed up, which is one of them
yeah. I
things.
mean,
And
did you see
it,
the kind of the pre-game parties and the day before and stuff like that?
I didn't
Absolutely
get a
packed,
chance to
man.
go down, mate. I
Packed,
didn't get a chance to go. But hi
absolutely
Yam,
packed.
shout out to you, mate. I'm glad you're here. But yeah, absolutely heaving with our fans, and I think it'll be the same in Miami, especially if in Madrid,
Yeah.
especially if the Miami fans don't want to go. You know,
Yeah, but that's going to free up tickets. But then obviously, as you know, all the Spanish guys probably want to want it. All the German guys are probably going to want it.
of course they do.
Because the Germans love it. I mean, I don't know how much the true Spanish people actually like NFL or not. I'm unsure. But places like Germany,
Oh
even
yeah,
Australia,
massive.
I mean, absolutely love it. You know what I mean?
They
So,
do. They genuinely do. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll have to see how it'll be interesting. That be interesting. But yeah, I think you
Then we
win that
ha-
one.
then we have a bye week. Late. Well, is it an early bye? Late bye? It's
Probably
probably
early
week.
for us. We're used to the very last week of bye
Yeah,
week.
it's like week 14 normally, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I actually think that's okay. I think because you've got a break there, you're coming off the bye week, and then you've got another pretty much week until you're facing the Broncos, which is week 13. That's Sunday night football, 8:15 kickoff on NBC. Bo Nix coming to town. What's your thoughts on Denver?
Be an interesting game, that one. I mean, I do think Denver, the defense is solid. They've got a really good defense, and Bo Nix is pretty good. You know what I mean? I know
He is, yeah.
the first start of the season, they got 50 up on them and all the rest of it, but after that, they really shut that down. They got rid of a few bad apples, and the defense is working a lot better. So I think it'll be a tight. That'll be a tight game
as well. Class.
Yeah. I mean, they've got good players, and I just think I think we'll win it. It'll be a tight one, that one.
Yeah, I think that'll be a tight one, but I do think we just come away with the dub there as well. So, yeah, this will be interesting. Okay, at the Minnesota Vikings, Sunday the 7th of December, 1 p.m. on Fox, week 14. Vikings, I don't know what to make of the Vikings,
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how good JD is going to be.
That's it.
Let's face it. You just don't know at this moment. I mean, it could be lighting the league up. It could be like Sam Darnold last year, lighting it up, or he could be absolute dog shit. No, we just don't know until we see him on the field and after a few games. But
they've got amazing players and wide receivers. Do you know what I mean? Jeff Jefferson's just top tier elite. But outside of that, Jordan Addison's pretty decent.
Really good number 2. And then you've got is Hawkinson still play for them?
Hawkinson's still there.
Yeah. So,
is he? Yeah, he is there. He came from. Did he come from Detroit to Minnesota? Or was it the other way around? I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's that way or the other way. But if they have got Hawkinson as well, I mean, again, another.
I think he is there. Yeah.
So again, they've got really good receivers. Again, it'll depend on how good our pass rush is, which we know.
Yeah, he's at the Vikings, mate. Hawkinson. Yeah. So
yeah.
What do you think of that game? Then you win or a loss?
I think we win. I think we take that one. I do. Yeah.
Ooh, I do too. 10 and 3. Right. Okay. Week 15, New York Giants away, 14th of December, 1 p.m. kickoff in the Meadowlands. Never done well there normally, but actually, when I say we've never done well, we've won the last 2. So
last year we won exactly. They swept them, didn't we, last season? So
and that's what I'm saying. At this point, this is probably where I'm looking at. Coaches have been fired, GMs have been moved on, and Jackson Dart's your number 1 QB for the New York Giants for me. So I think that's an absolute arse kicking. I think we give them an absolute battering. I think 40
Last time he said
plus.
that, maybe he got beat to Dallas. Remember that one? When he said we're going to absolutely
did.
take these guys,
I
and we
did,
got
yeah.
hammered. Yeah.
I do, yeah. I do, yeah.
So yeah, it's tough on this one
Taking
because you want to get that win, but then it's like we very rarely do the sweep over them. So could he beat us? Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of them.
Did the sweep last year and do it again.
Yeah, but that's the first time we've done it in forever. You know what I mean?
What,
They've got a much better record than us.
What
Yes,
are you saying? Heart or head?
I say we lose.
Ooh, okay.
Oh wow, didn't know that. Dan Quinn's
Yeah.
undefeated against the Giants, 12-0.
Yep.
Well, that's different.
Okay.
Might change my thing with that one.
All right. Okay. Well, if you want to change your thing with that one,
Yeah,
we can do.
Change
Change it then. Okay. So we go back to that. Next week, week 16, Philadelphia Eagles, Saturday the 20th of December. It is on Fox. I've got no time for that one.
I think that's the one to be decided, isn't it? I think.
No, to be decided to the end, the week 18 game.
So that's the Saturday night game then. Because I know there's one with
the Saturday night, yeah, Saturday night game, yeah.
Prime time, home, aren't we? First one,
home, yeah.
I think we take it. I think we split them, but I do think we win.
Do you think we split? Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm taking this as a loss, unfortunately. Okay. Wow. Week 17 versus at home to Dallas Cowboys, Christmas Day, 1 p.m.
By that time, I mean, Dak Prescott will be injured by week 10, so
he will be. He will be. Yeah, so we'll be all right. Yeah, exactly.
We'll be fine. Yeah, be fine.
Okay. Yeah, F Dallas. And the final game of the season is to be decided at Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, because I think we lose because we won the first one. I think we lose the second.
So you think we lose that? I can't see us going to Philly and winning. That's the thing. So I'm going to say a loss there too. So
that next week was.
Yeah, I do. I do. So, Scouse, overall records that we've just roughly predicted there, we've both gone 12-5.
Have we? Okay.
Which is the exact same as last season. Which
I wouldn't be upset with that.
I would not be upset. I would not be upset with that at all. So some of the notes on the schedule then. So week 14 by the last 3 years in a row, we now have a 12 after the Madrid game. No 1 p.m. games in October or November. We've got 5 primetime games along with the international game and Christmas, as we discussed before. Another primetime home game against the Bears, which is the rematch of the Hail Mary. Last 4 games are all against NFC East. So Giants, Eagles, Cowboys.
Do you like that? Or do you not like that?
I don't mind that if the division is close. And it's been like that for the last couple of years. It was like that last year.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Like that year before. You don't like it, do you not?
No, I'd rather be spread out, to be honest. You know?
I mean, in our world, in football, soccer, it's the similar. You know for a fact that your biggest rivals, you're most likely going to play them on Boxing Day. Or around Easter period, which is kind of when they both.
Yeah, but you don't play each other twice in 2 weeks unless you're in a cup match. Do you know what I mean?
No. I know that, and we're not going back to back, are we? We're going New York, Philly, Dallas, Philly.
Yeah.
So there is a game in between, but.
Yeah, but it's all.
Yeah, and we just spoke about that about Caleb Williams. We spoke about that before, that he was trying to find a way of avoiding being drafted by the Bears.
Yeah,
really interesting. That really, really interesting. Not a good look, is it? Not a good look.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's an ultimate diva. I know he's talented, but I don't think his talent merits all this fucking drama that he comes with. No, I Shador.
You
know,
so. Speaking of the Eagles, then, mate, we could play the Eagles.
Adam Rank must be on suicide watch.
He must be, mate. He must be. So back-to-back home. So what we're saying about the Eagles there is we could play the Eagles 3 times in 4 weeks if we both make the playoffs, which is a shocker. 3 home games, 3 away games after the bye. So it's a 3-3 schedule, and then back-to-back home games twice, road games 3 times during the season. And then us and the Patriots have discussed joint practices before the first preseason game. And we lead the NFL in games against teams coming off the bye. Now,
Yeah.
that is a bit tough. We've got 4. So 4 teams coming off the bye are going straight into playing us.
Now again,
Doesn't help us really in that respect.
no, it doesn't help. But then on the flip side of that, I've seen teams come out of that flat.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you.
We're one of the prime candidates of that over the past few years.
We do that. Yeah, we do.
You know, I'll come off the bye, we'll play like shit. So it could happen to these teams that we're playing against. I mean, it all depends. The bye's only good if you've got a lot of injuries and you kind of, you know, you won't need these guys to rest up another week to get themselves ready for the next game, which can be a big help to some guys, especially the linemen. But on the flip side of that, it's kind of, I'd say they can come back stale, sometimes come back flat and then just get absolute arse hammered at that next game back, and then they get back on track again. Well, we can be that team that can give them that high then, and then they can go on their merry way and beat other teams.
Oh, overall, then, are you happy with the schedule? Not happy with the schedule? It's a tougher schedule, that's for sure. I mean, we'll get into it a little bit more because some of our fans question.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, before, obviously this is very early on, but how many teams there you think are going to be really bad this year? I think there's 2. I think, well, maybe 3. I think the Giants, I think Dallas, and I think Vegas. I just don't think they're going to be any good this year. But anybody else you think, they could be really bad this year?
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's kind of a case of it's quite a tough schedule. You know, I do think it's tough. But again, as we don't know, it could be KC could be bad for the first time in a long time, or you know, you just don't know, do you? You just don't know until you start seeing the league pan out. But at this moment, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's to be expected, though, wasn't it? You know, on the day we finished second in our division, we got to the championship game. We got to expect a hard game. I mean, a hard schedule. And we also had to expect a lot of primetime games or national televised games,
which is tough for us.
Which is painful for us, especially that fucking November, December mark when you mentioned it. Was it October, November? You mentioned, where we haven't got a 1 o'clock kickoff game. So all our games are going to be minimum 9:30 at night for us, or even later.
So it's kind of morning.
Yeah,
we've got a few questions on that, so we'll get through them in a minute. International games were also announced, mate, on Tuesday, so they came out a day before the actual schedule. So I'll go through them at the moment. I don't know who is playing the Chargers in Brazil. Who got the Brazil game?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Because it says
looking on my own.
Yeah, it said team to be announced. So I was like,
we still haven't done it.
No, that was on Wednesday. They were going to announce the other team for Brazil, so I don't know who that is. I'll have to have a look at this Brazil NFL game 2025.
Yeah, I'm just going to Google it now.
Google it now. So who's
playing
Brazil? It's Kansas City, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Chiefs and Chargers. Yeah, that's a tough game. So the Chargers are obviously in Brazil. Friday the 5th of September. So it's straight after, obviously, season opener between the Cowboys and the Eagles.
So wait a minute. So you've got a Thursday night game. Obviously, that always starts the league off, which is the Eagles, isn't it?
Eagles against the Cowboys, yeah.
And then the very next day, is that right? The Friday.
Very next day, Friday night, September the 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is so it's Friday, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then into Sunday's normal schedule. There's a Saturday game.
There is a Saturday game as well for the first week.
Yes. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's the Bears at the Saturday game.
Oh, maybe it's not then.
But yeah, it's still football every day for 4 days. So I'm happy with that.
It's good. Yeah.
The next one we've got is at Croke Park in Dublin, which is the Minnesota Vikings against the Steelers. Steelers being the home team. Obviously, if you don't know, you're not from this side of the pond. Deluxe and Yam and Scott G and Jesse, who have been in our chat today, this has been everywhere. All over social media. It's been built up for over a year. Shout out to Tom McCormack, the International Fan of the Year, who was actually pressed to mention Croke Park. He is Irish, and, fair play to him. I hope he has a brilliant weekend and enjoys himself out there. But
he said he got his box seats, didn't he?
He did, yeah, he did. But I'm not going to go across. But it's the Vikings.
It's an hour fight.
I know, yeah. Well, 40-minute hop in it, really. To be fair. But yeah, they've got the Vikings, and then it's weird because the Vikings are doing back-to-back weekends in the UK, or in the UK and Ireland, in Europe, sorry, should I say. Sunday the 5th of October, they're at home they're away to the Browns. Browns are obviously, and this one's at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So it'll be Kelly will be down there for that one.
I mean, it's the reason why the Vikings are doing back to back.
I don't know. Did they not do one last year, or did they do two last year? I can't.
Well, wasn't that? Well, that'd just be the normal Jags, but they're technically at home, wouldn't they? They had two weeks, didn't they?
I'm pretty certain the Vikings played a couple of games last year as well, but it might be the first time they've done two back to back. I couldn't tell you, but
I
do remember the Vikings playing abroad.
I mean, are they testing it for something? Are they testing it so you don't have to give somebody a bye? Straight after the international games? I don't know, man. I mean, it could be something to think about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. It's a strange one, isn't it?
Normally you give them a bye. Like, for example, we've got our bye after the Madrid game.
Yes, we have. So the Vikings are 8-0 in international games, including 4 in the regular season.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
it's a good record.
That is quite a good record.
Cleveland are horrible as well, so they're going to get smoked.
Yeah,
that's back, and then that one I'll be back in the Vikings.
I'm just having a look at what they're saying here. So yeah, 8-0. The Vikings and the Browns played in London in 2017. They're going to go 24 years between trips to Cleveland, with the next one being 2033. Wow. Just trying to see what else is on here around there. See, I can't see anything else on there, but yeah, it's the Vikings back to back anyway. Next one that's in Tottenham Hotspur is on the 12th of October, which is Denver against the Jets. The Jets are the designated home team.
It's a bad game, though, I think.
Yeah, it's not a great game, is it, that one? I mean, the Jets, shout out to Olivia. I hope they win for you, but it's going to be tough against Bo Nix, I think, this season. Next one is Wembley Stadium, London. It is on the October the 18th. It is a 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff. It is the LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will be going to this game. I already have tickets, so I will be taking my wife to the Jacksonville game, and I will be wearing my Commander's gear proudly. Yes.
I bet you won't. I bet you wear a Jags top.
I will not wear a Jags top. No chance. She will be wearing decked out in head to toe in Jacksonville Jaguars gear. But yeah, I will not be doing that. Then we have the Falcons are playing in the Olympic Stadium in Berlin on November the 9th against the Indianapolis Colts, which is quite interesting because both of their International Fans of the Year were German. So, and we were on the same plane as the Colts International Fan of the Year, Robin, on the way back, which is fair play to him. So it'll be interesting to see them. I'm sure they'll get together and have a great time in Berlin. And then obviously, as we've discussed, the big one, October the 16th, 9:30 a.m. kickoff Eastern Time, the Commanders versus the Miami Dolphins. November 16th in Madrid, which will be awesome. Santiago Bernabeu all done up as well. Bro,
first ever game there as well, so make it more.
First ever game in Spain. Yeah, it'll be class. I mean, it'll be absolutely fantastic. We'll get into our fan questions then, mate. Tim Towner, he says, they say the off season and the draft is lying season, but your draft picks reveal your true intentions. After witnessing the 2025 draft, is there one common thread you can see in our selections? I've got one, but yeah.
I mean, besides speed,
that's exactly where I was going to say.
Your one, yeah. You know, Connolly's even quick for I think he's a sub-5 guy.
Yes.
You know, for the 320 pounder that he is or whatever. So that's crazy. So all the guys are fast.
It's speed and RAS score. That's it. It's speed and RAS score. Every single one of them is over a 9.5.
We kind of drafted them lower than where they should have went. Supposedly, according to all the experts, every single player besides Connolly, everybody else has been like, well, he was ranked as a first rounder, or he was ranked as a second rounder, and we got him in the 4th or whatever. You know what I mean? So, so we definitely, I think we got good value for our picks. I think this year as well. So, but I think the common theme, I say, probably is
speed
and the unknown. I think because there's two guys there. Though Key Madrano, we don't know much about him really. Well, he's quick, yeah, okay. But okay, what are you going to do with him? Are you going to play him an outside backer? Are you going to let him do the pass rush? Are you going to play him as a nickel
as a
safety type thing?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
what are you going to do? So we don't know about him yet. And obviously the running back who's had a whole season out because he got shafted by the NCAA. So it's one of them really. Again, he's the unknown guy. This guy could be like one of the bargains of the season. He really could bargains of the draft, but we'll have to see how he goes. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited, and I say I don't think we dropped the ball on these guys. I mean,
no, I don't think so.
Originally with that Jalen,
Jalen Lane, yeah,
Jalen Lane, I was like, who's this guy? But then when you look into him more, it's about his speed, it's about his punt return skills, and he's definitely it's his position of need. A punt returner, we needed one. He is one, and he's probably the best one in this draft that's gone. So I can't fault Peters just yet, and I say he's got a long rope with me. So
massive rope at the minute. Yeah, I mean the length on that rope, it's got a big anchor on it, and it ain't going anywhere near the bottom yet. So. Scott G put a question into us. He said, "All the prime TV spots are great. How are you prepared for late night football?"
Well, you just got to do it, haven't you? You just got to get it done. This is what proves who the true diehards are, really. I think. It's some not we're not going to name names, but there's some people on our Twitter sphere and all the rest of it who complain about the late games and I'll be finishing by I'll be on by 12:30 or something like that, 1:00. I'm like, mate, the games start at 1:00 for us. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then another 4 hours of a game, 3 to 4 hours of a game. I think there's a lot of dedication from the UK fans because I know there's a lot of us who do stay up. We watch the game live, don't just wait for the next day and watch the highlights.
Yeah, I can't do that.
We watch live, man. You know what I mean?
Can't do that.
Yeah, we watch live, and yeah, okay, it is painful, definitely 100% painful. You have different ways of you go for a kip a few hours before.
Yeah, I do.
I try to. I can never get to sleep, so I just stay up. Just feel the pain the next day. Get some Red Bull down me, keep myself going that way, or coffee, stuff like that. And I'm all good. How about yourself?
Yeah, same. I try and get at least a couple of hours sleep in before I start. Normally, if it's a 1 a.m. kickoff, I'm in bed at 9:30. Then I wake up at say 12:30 just to make myself get myself up and awake and ready to go raring. As you said, it depends on how far into the season it is. If it's say week 3 and we're on a late night game, I can sleep okay. When it's like week 8, week 9, week 10, and we've had football for consecutive weeks, I start getting it in my head and I start thinking to myself, Jesus, what about this? What if he does this? And I can't sleep. I'm with you. I'm resting, but I'm not sleeping, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then, like you said, Red Bull. But I got flexible working at my work, so I can put holidays in. I can't necessarily work from home. That's something I can't do. But I can put holidays in. So the schedule was obviously released early this morning. So it's 1 a.m. when the schedule came out for us this morning. So we've gone straight into work this morning, woke up, looked at the schedule, and I kind of hazily went, oh, okay, well, that's, I'll look at it. And then into
the price
work.
You got to pay, mate. The price you got to pay when you want a good.
Literally walked into work and went, right, okay, how much leave balance have I got left? And booked every single day off the following day from our standalone games or our primetime games. I've got at least the morning off of every single game, so yeah, I can get some sleep in after the game, hopefully. But yeah, but then the problem you have got, mate, is when you come off a win or a big win, and it's like you were, even in the playoffs the same. When it's like 4 a.m. and you're like, you know what, the game's just finished, and you're like, shit, it's 4 a.m. I am not sleeping till at least 5:05. Because that adrenaline rush is there. Yeah. The adrenaline rush is there. I want to watch what DQ's saying post-game. I want to watch what Jaden's saying post-game. And that's not happening for a good 20, 25, half an hour straight after the game's even finished. We're obviously on late-night pods as well with the Bleeding Burgundy. We do post-game pods. So, you know what I mean? It's like the mashups on, so we'll do 20 minutes on there. And then by the time that's done, it's like I'm still wanting to talk and go through it all. So, yeah, it's a nightmare, but this is the price you pay, as you said, for being a good team. And for once, we're a good team.
Yeah,
But,
exactly,
yeah,
man. And that's it. So you can't really complain too much. You know,
See,
would you rather be shit
Yam
to
here
watch every
saying,
game at 6, or would you rather
yeah,
be good and be feeling the pain? I'd rather
yeah,
be
Yam here saying,
feel the
I
pain.
hate late night football personally, but that's because I wake up at 5:30. Okay, fair one. So I get like 5 hours sleep if lucky. When I lived overseas, I just wake up at like 6 or 7 and eat watch football with your breakfast. Yeah, that's superb.
That's nice.
I mean, that's part of it, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, the guys I do feel sorry for are like Dan, the LA Rams. Like international fan of the year. What a good guy. Toby, the other international fan of the year for the Ravens. Mate, if you're on like West Coast time and you're in Australia, that is not a good game to watch. It's like, what we're going to do Monday afternoon. Yeah, I'm going to watch the game now. Okay. Which is just totally bizarre. It's like, I think he said it was like, what did he say? It was a 4:25 game Eastern over whatever that is over in LA. If it was done that side, I don't know what the time difference is. He said that was something like 2:00 in the afternoon in Australia.
On the Monday.
On the Monday.
Which is a killer, isn't it? Because, people don't work, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, you've got to work. Yeah, it's just like, damn. That's just, terrible. Rob Morrison, he's put a question in. He said, so it's Canada Mike time. Do you see another 12-5 season or 11-6? And in the playoffs yet again, hopefully one more playoff game than last season. Rod, if you're listening to the pod, which I know you will do, you'll download it and you'll give it a watch or a listen. Yeah, we've both predicted 12-5, as you'll see. So to answer your question, 12-5, mate. That's where we're going. Paul, who is in our chat, thank you for being with us. Paul Fiona Turner, he says the only important question to answer is who is leading the invasion of Madrid and who is getting the first round in. It's not going to be me. My credit card doesn't stretch that far, mate.
I think we'll let Paul get the beers in first. Yeah.
If it's just the three of us, I'm happy with that. Yeah. But like I said before, there's thousands. Who's leading the invasion? Maybe the rally captain. I don't know. Who knows?
I think he is going. I think the captain.
He is going. Yeah, he's already advertising specialist packages to get out there. Yeah, so. Fair play. We'll be there.
I think the Hog Farm. I see Hog Farmers will be there as well. Well, some of them will.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, Stephen, from our side of things, would that be Boars?
I don't know. Yeah, beer animal. Stephen Healer. He's shout out to Stephen. He said, "How many wins is a successful season?" I think 10 and into the playoffs is a step forward from last year with the harder schedule. And once you're in the playoffs, it's hard to predict. Stephen, I don't disagree with you, mate. I think 10 wins is absolutely sufficient. I think that's enough as long as you make the playoffs.
I think 10 wins is the bare minimum for us. I know it's a harder schedule, but I think we're a better team than last year. So we've got better players. It has edge, But again, everywhere else they've upgraded in a lot of places.
Edge and safety are my only concerns. I don't obviously know how Will Harris is going to... I think Will Harris starts...
you're worried about Will Harris. I'm not worried about Harris. And then you've got Jonathan Jones who can play in there a little bit as well. And, I'm not. And if you really needed to put Mikey at nickel, put him inside. And Mikey will sort it all out anyway. It's that good. So...
Hi, Jesse. Thanks for popping in.
He's back again.
He's done the bunker and he's back already, so fair play. You know what I mean? So we just talk shit for ages together.
I'm only third string. I'm only third string over there anyway, so you need me.
You're not third string here, mate. That's for sure. Love, nothing but love, bro. It's all good. It's all good. Just pulling your leg, Burrows. We know you're listening as well. Same to you, Jesse. Now, we've got another section here, mate, of the show, which we'll finish off with. It's back again. It's this time of the year. It always comes back round. It's called Canada Mike's Rants. So Canada Mike's put us in about 7 questions. And fair play, Canada Mike. You were the only person who predicted 12 wins last year. This year, you're going 17-0. We'll have a look at what you've got on here. So he says, with Adam Peters openly investing in Leeds United, is it time for us to find a new NFL team? Not for me right now.
He loves that, doesn't he? Because he
does, yeah. He's a Leeds guy and a Spurs guy, isn't he? And I know why as well. So long-standing connections with family for him to be to be a Leeds fan. So I get it, I understand it, but
For us, I mean, I've just got to put up with it. I mean, it could have been worse. I mean, he could have like put money into
Man
United,
United or
like that.
something,
Yeah, that'd have been awful. But Leeds, I can kind
Sunderland.
of put up with. Yeah, it's fine. I'm staying.
Yeah.
I'm sticking it out.
He also says, with the schedule now out, do you agree we open up with a 16-0 record and then rest everyone for the final game? No, Mike. I tell you what, mate. If that is true, I will buy you a jersey. I will buy you a jersey of your choice, full bifter, vapor, the whole shebang, the $400 jersey. I will buy you one with anyone you want on the back of it. If we go 16-0 and then we rest starters at the end, but hence the caveat there. If we rest starters,
yeah.
If he goes 16-0, I'll buy him it anyway. I promise you. I will. Oh dear. He says, with all our games being prime time, are you both likely to get a warning from work for sloppy performance the next day due to 30 minutes sleep? I think we just discussed that. So for me, I've got flexi time and I'm not there. And Scouse, you're your own boss, mate. So it's all good.
I'll just change my diary day. Yeah. I'll just come in there.
It's all good. He said, could the Madrid game be the first time a sports team that Scouse supports wins at the Bernabeu?
Hey, didn't we beat Tottenham at Madrid Stadium? Didn't we beat Tottenham in Madrid in the Champions League?
I think you did in the Champions League final,
so don't forget about that, Mike. Don't forget about that. Only because Real Madrid have had our number for quite a few years, really.
They have, actually, to be fair, but yeah.
I think last time I beat them was probably, as in a their ground, probably
years.
Roughly years, maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe 2010,
20.
Yeah, something like that.
It wasn't great. But I said, when we've won games in Madrid, we took Atletico on as well, beat them a few times. Also, I say, done the mighty Spurs there as well. So yeah.
Next question, next sort of rant stroke question he says is, why won't the International Fan of the Year get everyone tickets for the Madrid game? Does he think he's better than us? The answer is yes, I do think I'm better than you. Well, I'm better than everyone, obviously. No, of course I'm not. Fucking hell. I am considerably better than you. No, I'm not, no. I can't get tickets, Mike. Obviously, as we discussed before, I'm at 90 plus ticket requests. Just stop messaging me for tickets. I don't know how to get them. I'm in the same ballot as everybody else. But no, I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I'm privileged to be the International Fan of the Year, and thank you for that one. He says, is Christmas Day now better or worse?
Oh, it's by far better.
Of course it is. If football's on, yes.
Yeah, man.
Even, and to be fair, if you've got a persisting wife and she's happy, who likes the NFL as my missus does and your missus does, yeah, it's fine. You know what I mean? You can just she watched it last year on Netflix. It was the Chiefs. She was pissed off because the fucking Chiefs are on, ranting and moaning about it because she hates the Chiefs. And yeah, I was like, well, we'll watch it anyway. And sure enough, we watched it. So I was like, yeah, happy with that. What time is kickoff on Christmas? I'll have to go back and have a look at that again.
We're the 6 o'clock game.
We're the 6 o'clock game. Are we on Christmas? Nice.
The early one. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
1 p.m. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Happy days.
Yeah. I mean,
it'd be interesting. The only thing for the American side is it's tough, that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not. It's to be fair, yeah. It's obviously right where you would have your turkey, wouldn't it, and your Christmas dinner and.
But what do you do? What do you do? Do you go to the game out if you're out there? I mean, it's like fuck.
I mean, if it's at home and you don't live too far, I'd still go personally. But again, it depends about your family situation, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I know. Did you have a lot of kids who were very young, or they all older? You know, as they're older, Christmas isn't as much as magical as it is when the kids. So, when they're younger, so it's kind of, it's for me, for example, we have a huge family, so and everybody who's like kind of kids is kind of they're all kind of mid-teenagers now, so it's not like we've got to go around there and be all like you know what I mean, all that crap. So they come to see us. By the time 4 o'clock hits, we've done everything we need to do. So 6 o'clock is absolutely banging. Do you know what I mean? Like straight into the beers out, get the footy
turkey
on.
Sandwiches, job done.
Yeah,
you know it. Turkey sandwiches, job done.
Had your lunches earlier, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Yeah, banging.
Yeah.
It's a good time for us, that one.
What time do you have your Christmas dinner? Is it normally about 1, something like that, 1, 2 o'clock?
Yeah, about 2ish, yeah. Normally.
Yeah, same as us. Yeah, around about then too. So that's all settled. I've had a little kip. Then I can break out the beers because you've got to have an induced coma Christmas kip, haven't you? Because you've eaten too much.
You just let them pull you, bro.
Yeah. That's it.
Shake
That's
hands.
true. Yeah. Sugar free, mate. Scouse. Sugar free, bro. It's all good.
Sugar free. Okay.
So yeah, and then into Christmas football. Of course, it's got better. Last one from Canada Mike. Then before to finish us off, he says nobody thinks we're winning the Super Bowl except me. But is it the first season for you guys where part of you thinks we might just do it?
I mean, the only thing that puts me off a little bit is the potential, is that teams have got a lot more film on JD.
Yeah.
And he could have a sophomore slump. That's the only thing that could count. But again, I think he's too good for that. But again, it can happen to anybody. So I just hope he doesn't have one. I'm gonna just keep continuing to fly.
I hope so, mate.
If that's the case, then yeah, if you're going to want to be really positive, then yeah, why not? I say we just got to get past the Eagles. And
that's the biggest hurdle. That is the biggest hurdle.
But then you don't know about as Lux mentioned earlier, you don't know about the OC going, the DC going, and how much that's going to change the actual Detroit's play this year. You don't know. So they could be a rung down, which means that, we haven't got to worry too much about them. That makes sense.
Yeah, there might be.
You never know, and it's one of them. It's kind of like we're on the up because we've kept everybody. We haven't lost. We haven't lose Cliff, or we haven't done anything like that. So, it's kind of we should be still trailing upwards.
We're on the upward trajectory. That's for sure.
How do you get more up than the championship game? It's Super Bowl game, isn't it? That's the only way you can get there.
It's the only way you can
be better than last year, but.
Shout out to Stuart Cullen, who's just joined us, and James Bell, who's just joined us. Both questions are exactly the same. We'll flash them up on screen. He says, what are your expectations on tickets for Spain? And then James came in and also said, only just joined, so I may have missed it. Do you think the demand for Madrid tickets will be the same as it has been for the Germany game? James, to answer your question, and Stuart, I hope we do answer this both of us. As international fan of the year, I can't get you tickets. We'll put that one out there for the third time on the show. But no, honestly, demand has been crazy. I was saying that before. I know of at least 200 people on social media who said they're going, and that's just social media bubble. That's not like fans who maybe decided they're going separately. Loads of people on the same flights as us. Demand is going to be massive for tickets. It might be more, as Jesse's just said there. Last time I got in a queue for a ticket for an international game, there was 87,000 people in front of me in the queue. So I thought, well, that's already sold out Wembley. So might as well just call
that's
it a day.
That's if one person just buys one ticket, never mind four or whatever you buy.
Exactly. So there's no chance I was going to get a ticket. Can you get them on the secondary resale market? Yes.
Probably. I'm sure there'll be some touts out there taking the piss.
No, I'm like Ticketmaster, that sort of thing. There will be secondary deals to get tickets out there. It will be a nightmare.
I know some. Usually there's some for the season ticket holders, isn't there? There's an option for season ticket holders to go out there. And then you can get your tickets that way. But a lot of them do send them back, don't they? Because they don't want to go, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Yeah. So that's why a secondary ticket sale comes up, doesn't it? Like a few months after the first one or something like that. That's the reason why.
So that is crazy. 300,000 people in a queue, James.
That's insane. The only thing that puts us in a bit more favour, James, is that basically Miami fans don't really want to go to it.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? Yeah.
So that means there'll be a lot more chance for us to get tickets. But again, as you know, being in Europe, there's going to be a lot of German fans, going to be a lot of Spanish fans, French fans all coming over as well. So this is why it's so much more difficult for the international games to get those tickets. It's much harder than it is, say, to get one at FedEx or, Vegas or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's actually much harder to get tickets for these games, for these international games.
Yeah, the only probable place in America stateside that'd be harder to get a ticket for would be Green Bay. That's probably.
But even then, people say that they can buy a singular ticket. buy a ticket. You just can't buy season tickets. It's so hard to get a season ticket.
Hi, Burrows and the Bunker Podcast. Thanks for being in. He says, anyone want to buy a house or a kidney need ticket money. Absolutely right. I mean, we don't know what the pricing is. There's a website that you can join up on a Spanish affiliate NFL. I think it's NFL Spain, isn't it? You can go on their website and you can register your interest on there. Yeah. I've reached out to every avenue possible to try and get a ticket, and I'm getting the same stonewall answer that basically you're just going to have to get in the queue with everywhere else. There is no mention of tickets at the moment. We don't know when that's going to happen. We believe it's going to be the end of May. Is when the tickets announcement will be announced. Obviously, the only thing they have mentioned is to Jesse. And to the other season ticket holders, me, Burrows and Jesse got the email through saying there is official packages to go to the game, which includes accommodation. I don't know if it includes accommodation. It includes flights and a guaranteed ticket, doesn't it? But it was quite expensive.
Yeah, I suppose we get pre-sale. But the problem is, you don't know how many tickets you're going to get per seat per ticket. So you might only be able to get, if you got one season ticket, for example, you might only have one ticket available.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
I signed up on 2 places, Jesse says, and he put a $500 deposit down. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, fair play to you, Jesse, for doing that. I mean, you are going to be living on ramen, as I said, for a month beforehand, but, it's going to be worth it. StubHub, is absolute joke prices. Yeah, saw that already. Saw someone on X claiming they bought tickets already, but seems strange that they can buy already. No, they're not out. They're definitely not out anywhere. Nowhere near out. So that's BS. Definitely.
Yeah, they're getting shaft. Whoever's buying them are getting shaft.
Absolutely. But yeah, we don't know anything else. So yes, I think it is. As you said, Jesse, I believe it is. What's that? Jesse's back on the street. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Selling crack to kids. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Got to do what you got to do to get that ticket money. I know. But there are lots and lots of people coming out. Maybe he's going to pay an instalment to rally captain. I don't know. Who knows? But
that'd be interesting. Can he get tickets as well? That's interesting.
Well, he has got packages going, so I don't know how he's obviously getting older stuff, but he must have an in somewhere along the line. But we will get there. So yeah, there you go. $500 deposit is to guarantee me a ticket. Brilliant. Okay. So your flights and your accommodation, your flights and your ticket is on that deposit. Then Jesse, I take it. I mean, you'll know more than we do. But at the minute, everyone's kind of in the same boat, James. We're just going to have to wait and see how we get tickets. No one's got preferential treatment. None of the fans of the year, none of the hog farmers, myself, nobody's got any preferential treatment to get tickets. So, we'll see what happens. Please scout the stadium and let us know what things could be incorporated at RFK. That field moving underground to grow is a nice feature. Yep, it was an invention on, shout out to Burrows actually on this, it was an invention by Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur brought it in when they opened the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to wheel in and wheel out the turf. It's something that they've had for a long, long time. So it was their invention. There is a really good video if you go on to YouTube and just put in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium transforming into the NFL. I think it's Richard Hammond, who's ex-Top Gear presenter and Grand Tour presenter. He goes around the stadium and shows you exactly how it comes into fruition. It takes him 35 minutes to set the field up, which is awesome. And that includes putting all the posts up, moving it all around, advertising hoardings. 35 minutes from start to finish. That's fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? To just think, yeah, we can just wheel it in and out. Yeah, come on, you Spurs. I like that. Well, fair play. Fair play. Yeah, we'll see on there. Rally Captain does that for a living and it's crazy prices. Okay, Jesse, that's fair enough. And exactly as Burrows says there, worst case scenario, we're all in a bar getting shit-faced for Scouse's birthday. That's it. With about 20,000 Commanders fans.
Jesse's there. It's as well because it's only 2 days difference between mine and his birthday.
Oh, is it really? Oh, wow. There you go then. So we'll have to go. We'll have to get that squared away then. That'll be brilliant. That just about does us. Scouse, you got anything else to mention at all? Mola in Madrid, which means cool in Madrid.
No, mate, I'm all right.
So we're agreed we're going 12-5. We'll revisit that before week 1, but 12-5 at the minute is where we're going. Yeah.
And the thing is, though, is that we've done different games as well. We've lost.
We have,
I mean, so
yeah.
it's not just the same. Well, we pick each other the same stuff. No, we've actually done. I think we're going to lose somewhere else, and etc. etc. So,
12 and 5, mate.
12 and
12
5.
and 5. All right, well, that just about does us. Thanks very much for everybody in the chat for joining us. Thanks for everybody who put a question in. And we appreciate you being on here. Can't thank you enough for the love and the subscriptions that we're getting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the good stuff on YouTube. Go and tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your dog. Make an account for them. Do what you can and push the channel. We really appreciate that. And we'll be back the same time next week. That just about does us, Scouse.
Okay. Bye.